is closed, but as you can probably tell, the mouths of these Cowboy fans could not be more wide open. It is a frenzied AT&T Stadium in Arlington.
Tonight we move on to week 2 of the preseason, and we've got a compelling matchup here, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Set for football now at AT&T Stadium. Brandon Aubrey has the honors, and we are underway here in Arlington. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And when I watch him play, all I think about is the word improvement. Every season in the league, he finds a way to get better and has become just as dynamic with his arm as he has with his legs. 41 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions in 2024. His big goal now, getting his team to a Super Bowl. Plenty of success during the regular season. Now they want to win at playoff time.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Again, it's Henry. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Ravens.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Running from the gun with Henry. Now he's able to break through 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Second and 10.
Jackson going to keep it running right. And he probably should have given that one off, as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. It's a gain of 6, but not enough, as he'll be forced to punt on their first drive of the game.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
Now we'll see what the right arm of Dak Prescott has in store as the Dallas Cowboys offense sets up shop.
And he's coming off of an injury-shortened season where he only played in 8 games, but he's hoping to get back to an all-pro level that he played at a year before. Now, with new weapons in town, he and his team believe they can go deep in the playoffs and have a major impact.
Here's Prescott. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
The veteran Kyle Van Noy in there to drop him. And they get to him right out of the gate. And this defense hoping that that's a harbinger of things to come.
Yeah, when you give up a first-play sack, Makes your quarterback wonder if he's going to go to the sidelines and talk with his offense coordinator and head coach and say, hey, you know that game plan we put together? We might need to change it right now.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Prescott from the gun. He finds his man complete. That's Ferguson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? Because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and makes sure he spills it for a small gain.
Now a 2nd and 6.
On the counter, here's Williams. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Prescott. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass.
So on 4th down, Prescott off, and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal.
From the left hash, this from 34. And his kick is indeed good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
They keep it with Henry on first down. We'll get this up to about the 44.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
2nd and 7. They'll run it again with Henry. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Sometimes I think cornerbacks can benefit from the fact that quarterbacks might just forget about the idea that they might be near the line of scrimmage. How about the anticipation there, sneaking in and making a big play in the backfield?
3rd and 9 here. Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Here's Stout to punt as he boots this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. He's got it to Williams. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 38-yard line.
Out of the pistol, here's Williams. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Throwing, Prescott. A short one there, taken in by Ferguson. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Prescott down. Escaping the pressure right. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the 1st down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
No gain on the play.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Here's Prescott. Flushed out right.
It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
A gain of 2.
I'm actually looking at this play with defensive eyes here, partner, because they were still laser focused on him after his earlier exploits on this drive. I think they went back to the well just a little bit too soon. He got across the line of scrimmage, but they certainly weren't giving up much more than that.
Prescott from the gun on third. And this pass broken up. But the contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Sets up fourth
It's
down.
easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. So on fourth down, Prescott off, and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal.
38-yard attempt.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will make it 6-0. So scores on their first two possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
So a couple of field goals now. 6-0 our score as the kicks are away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a pretty slick return there. Almost got it to the 45. Officially, they'll call him down at the 44. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. They begin with Henry. They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
It may be only a gain of 3 yards, but that back, he deserves a lot more credit on the play. That could have easily been stopped at the line, but his vision and his determination found some space to turn it into that modest gain.
From the 47 now, they work with a 2nd and 7. Play action. It's Jackson. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Well, so much for that possession.
Yeah, I think he tried to do a little too much there, partner. He tried to keep it himself. End up getting buried in the backfield, and that brings up 4th down.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line. And out now come the Cowboys. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
There's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now Prescott. That's into the hands of Tolbert. Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
They'll try and run for it with Sanders. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
It's a gain of 2. And the Cowboys first down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Well, it wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in and went heavy. No surprise on who was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at their 49-yard line.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd down and a yard. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Prescott to throw it. And the ball is knocked out. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 40.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down. He stayed afloat for a second there after the first wave of contact, but that was going nowhere.
Yeah, what did he tell us in pregame? I just don't want to get my feet stopped initially when I'm trying to make a run. That's exactly what happened there. Unfortunately, as you noted, got away a little bit from the first one, but the wave swarmed him under.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Screen play set up for Williams.
And he'll be taken down well before the 1st at about the 36-yard line. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
And this one is right through. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And the Ravens taking the field.
The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
A 1st down carry for Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. picks up 3 on that carry.
Here's Jackson to throw. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so he can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy sideline, right?
Sammy sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak.
Over the middle, it's complete. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard strike.
Now 4th down.
After one, it's 9-0. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Here's Jordan Stout now. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And that will come the offense as they take over. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Here's Williams to start the drive. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. They run it again with Williams. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Just a desperation heave there, and it's intercepted. And he will bring this back. It's a pick-6 and a Raven touchdown. Well, I mean, it hadn't been a picture-perfect first half for this defense to this point, but that's a big play to get them right back in the ballgame.
And I think that changes their mind frame. Now they're saying to themselves, hey, we're still in this. And even though our offense hasn't done anything, we've had our troubles on our own right, we still made a play right there that could change the course of this game. Great job delivering.
Tyler Loop now for the extra point. And they're back within a couple at 9-7 now.
Makes the score Cowboys 9.
So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Oh, look at the juke. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The offense getting set again. We spotlight Javonte Williams, the running back. He's been effective so far over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
They begin the drive with Williams.
They'll take it past the 40 to the 41, second down.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
From the 41, here's second down and 7.
On play action, Prescott.
Pass complete. George Pickens with it.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
That's good.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. Nice chunky yardage picked up there.
Off the option, here's Williams.
And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Now 2nd and 3.
Looking to throw, Prescott.
The short one there taken in by Ferguson.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Finding Tolbert here over the middle. But following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Second down and 3.
They go back to the ground with Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
To throw is Prescott.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's another Cowboys. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Sanders is in. Touchdown, Dallas.
This is where you can't help but think about our friend, the coach, the late John Madden, because this was his kind of football right here. Line them up and let them get after it down in the trenches. And as a running back, you just need that one crease, one sign of daylight. He finds it, and he barrels into the end zone. Touchdown, coach, just like you would draw it up.
Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point.
And that makes it a 9-point game. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it was was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
Shifts by him. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Ravens ready to take over.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
He was brought down.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Here's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it'll be 3rd down.
Completion was given up, and that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry. And he will have a Ravens first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
Baltimore.
That's just what you call a chain mover right there. Nothing fancy. Get the ball out to the back, and you're asking him to make a little bit extra out of maybe what is nothing, and he does exactly that. Picks up the first down. I can't wait till we get to the point, partner, where we're not saying chain mover, but we're saying laser pointer picks it up for the first down.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
Jackson running again.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
From the gun, it's Jackson.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down, Ravens.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage, when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down.
And a Raven first down.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
From the 35, here's a 2nd and 7.
off the play fake. Here's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And Andrews going to have a Ravens first down as he'll be brought down at the 27. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. Henry up the middle. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Here's 2nd and 7. Play action. Now Jackson. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back into 32. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Looking to throw. This will wind up a loss on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
A 49-yard attempt.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the deficit trimmed to 6 now at 16-10.
Ravens 10.
So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
Back to it now after the made field goal. Here's Luke to kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here, so get this up to the 29. This offense returns to the field, and the former Penn State star Miles Sanders, we get a look at him. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series for those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. It's caught. Tolbert. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 2nd and a couple.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing, and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. You have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 42. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
Cowboys. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Off the play fake, Prescott. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
That's another.
Well, he's certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on first and 10. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole.
Brings up
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
25-yard line.
Now Prescott. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Incomplete.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
The offense on third down tonight, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Prescott. Pickens on the slant. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's another Cowboys first down. First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
They'd been moving the ball well, but this drive was in danger of stalling out. Fortunately, this is a nice throw here, and they're able to pick up a new set of downs.
Throwing, Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Intended for Luke Schoonmaker. Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
Now a 2nd and 10. Prescott now. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game, but after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on third down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. And again, it's Prescott. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12.
A gain of 3.
3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
So on 4th down, Prescott off, and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. And his kick here is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Being chased out left. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
On the keeper. Tackled at the 25-yard line. Brings up second down.
Jackson from the shotgun. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. Jackson to Bateman there, first down, Ravens.
Rashad Bateman. A gain of 9 yards. First down, Ravens.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Quick strike out wide by Jackson.
Only able to gain a couple there. And that'll bring up second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
This a second and 7 from the 37. He finds Hopkins complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
To throw is Jackson. This will be incomplete. Oh, a dream chance for a D lineman, but he couldn't pull that one in.
Well, they've been back on the heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
From the gun, Jackson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
A first and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Jackson will throw again.
Finds his man over the middle. It's likely.
Will go down as a gain of 6. And it's second down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because He really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews in the final seconds of the first half. And the Ravens are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. On his loop for the extra point. And the lead is down to 2.
Makes the score.
A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
17.
And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. Final play of the half. Prescott. That's caught downfield by Pickens. So halftime straight ahead. It is time to join our good friend Scott Hanson. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome into the Orlando studios. Scott Hanson with you on an abridged halftime report. Good competitive first half. This game kind of has a punch-counterpunch feel to it, as reflected on the scoreboard. Tight game going into the second half. Can either team pull away? To find out, let's go back to the stadium and our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, we thank you as always, and we'll see what happens here in the second half. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out with the victory. Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Cowboys offense and Dak Prescott getting ready to go once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Prescott to throw. Open man, right side, it's Lamb.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
That one good for 26 and a first down.
That's good for a Cowboys.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 9.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott.
This one swung out to Williams.
Short completion, just 4 yards. And it brings up 35 now.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Here's Prescott. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there. Those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And that will keep this a 2-point game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. Two sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48. Jackson going to throw quickly here, complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Henry out of the pistol. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did that time for a loss.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And he is caught. And he will have a Ravens first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
First down, Ravens.
Fifth catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. The loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack, but that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
They set up the screen for Henry. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 9 yards on the
the second down screen play.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
The slot man in motion right. From the gun on third down, Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to, pick up a first down.
Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
From the 24 now, here's second down and 7. A pivot and a give to Henry. And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. First and 10.
A gain of 12. And a Raven first down.
They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs, since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
They'll go with Hill here on first down. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Well, that was not what you would call straight line pursuit for a middle linebacker to make this play. He's got to work his way through the clutter to get to the ball carrier on the outside, and he does exactly that. That's called avoiding the trash.
Now they contend with a second and 12 after the loss. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Andrews. So 8 yards on the completion there. And now we've got a third and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play, because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on third down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
On fourth down, on is Tyler Luke for the Baltimore field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is good. And with it, they have taken the lead. So, CD, maybe put a pin in that one as this game progresses. It's a field goal that gets him the lead here in the third, but, boy, you hate settling for 3 when you're that close to the goal line.
Well, it certainly pains me to say it, but I do think it was the right call. Now, if they lose, you and I both know that'd be one of the things that gets second-guessed. Why didn't you go for it on fourth and goal? But I know the mindset was take the points, get the lead. And, by the way, if they went for it and got stuffed, they'd second-guess that, too.
Back to it now after the made field goal. Here's Luke to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And I hate to point to that missed field goal from their last drive, but you look at the scoreboard, they would be in the lead if they had that 3.
Well, no doubt those points or those missed points do loom large. But here they're getting a chance for a makeup, aren't they? Almost like my time in school. I was always begging my teachers for a makeup exam. Here's their opportunity now to put those points on the board.
And every point becoming more vital here in the second half.
Well, this has certainly turned into a showcase game for what he can do on the ground, because they're just continuing to give him chances to run it, and he's earning every additional carry by putting up positive yardage on each run.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10.
And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately.
Trenton Simpson firing in and sticking him for a loss. Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Now Prescott. And we'll find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 41-yard line.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Play action now. Prescott going right back to Ferguson. That's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Throwing. Prescott. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And Lamb going to have a Cowboys 1st down as he'll get this down to the 30-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
This is Lamb on the end around.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Right at the line of
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense, diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29.
Prescott down.
Pickens is there on the crossing route.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Javonte Williams
Taking it in from 7 yards away.
and the Cowboys have retaken a 3rd quarter lead.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try.
The Cowboys will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll turn to Sanders.
And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7.
Okay, Scott, thank you. And this one's still anybody's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand in this 2nd half as we are about to get underway. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And the busy night for Henry continues. He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. Second down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now it's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And Andrews going to have a Ravens first down as he'll get this up to the 39. That one goes for 8 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination. Guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know. Defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Here's Jackson to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Jackson now. Going deep for Hopkins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. Finds Pickens out right. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That'll put him at 95 receiving yards now as he's got a 1st down.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
Off the play fake, Prescott. Open man downfield is Lamb. It's complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Cowboys First down.
Well, certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's completion right there.
To the 27-yard line.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Second down and 6 now.
Down right around the 25. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave them with a third down. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding the clock.
He finds his man, complete. That's Ferguson. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a first down.
Cowboys first down. First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you get a heck of a tight end candidate.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with first and goal.
Jet sweep. Here's Pickens with it. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
And goal at the Ravens' 2-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack onto their lead as we get set for the fourth. Back at the 2 now. Here's second and goal. Here's Prescott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott with a connection to CeeDee Lamb. And the Cowboys have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Aubrey now for the PAT.
And the lead is up to 14. That time a 9-play drive.
And it's finished off by the touchdown from CeeDee Lamb.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. On play action, they'll throw. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A very solid gain of 27
on the play. 1st down, Ravens.
You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. And his throw is incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just run a ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Jackson.
Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
To number 7, Rashad Bateman. A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
3rd and 3.
Jackson.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 33. And a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Off the option, here's Henry.
And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
To throw is Jackson.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
A 51-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
Back to it now after the made field goal. Here's Luke to kick this one away.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, there are two scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. And holding it, maybe the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. Here's Prescott. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders. Everybody was coming on the blitz that time, and they got home.
And you know the expression, hat on a hat, in terms of blocking, trying to keep your quarterback protected? Well, if you don't have enough hats, that's the end result. Your quarterback goes down, and sometimes he goes down hard.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Now that one came close to hitting the big scoreboard up there as the fair catch is made inside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll start with a give to Henry. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down.
From the 21, here's the 2nd and 8.
Jackson. He completes it to Henry. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That one a first down pickup of 8.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They go play action now. Jackson. A quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Second and 10.
Throwing is Jackson. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Jackson will throw again. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best.
George Pickens back out now with the rest of the offense.
He's been a load for them to handle defensively. I know that much.
Well, look at him. He's got 7 catches on the game, and he's starting to shred them a little bit because not only is he catching them, he's picking up good yardage, keeping the chains moving, ball control, you name it. This big guy, what did you say? He's been a load for them to handle?
That's right.
Agreed.
This has 7 catches, as you said, over 100 yards.
The busy night continues for Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
And that's Tavius Robinson, who made that play defensively.
When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Prescott. He's going to float this one deep right side.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
Incomplete.
Going for the knockout blow right there. I think if I'm up 2 scores, I'd be worried about an interception, but playing this way is what got him this lead. So you may as well ride it out to the end.
Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well.
Wester on the return.
There goes a 42, making a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10, just shy of the 30.
Quick strike out wide by Jackson.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
My ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Now it's Jackson. They set up the screen for Henry. And now a fumble. The ball's out.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. All fumbles are costly, but that one really hurts because he had the first down.
Yeah, that's all he needed, right? But the problem is we coach these guys to try and get more, but that doesn't count if you don't bring the ball with you, does it?
The Dallas offense back out onto the field. And they sit in a good spot, having the ball back after the fumble recovery and up 2 scores in the 4th quarter.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Williams.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 72 yards rushing for him now as he's done it on 19 carries. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Now Prescott. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over it that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that'll bring up fourth down.
No surprise they decided to throw on third down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
So on fourth down, Prescott off, and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal.
On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that, maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the fourth.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. And they will wrangle him down a couple of yards shy of the 30.
And now here come the Ravens.
Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You're trailing by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard at doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
Here's Jackson. And the catch made by Hopkins. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's second down. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
He finds Bateman over the middle.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Jackson to Bateman there for the Baltimore first.
They'll run straight ahead with Hill. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Solomon Thomas there on the tackle.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down.
And a Raven first down.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That time they pick up a 24 yards on the keeper. First down.
Baltimore.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Just a gain of a couple there. And that will bring up 2nd down. Jackson now. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go. And that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And it's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Going for it, it's Mitchell.
Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Turnover that just got him the football back, obviously a big one, because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a one-possession game.
So you don't sense full relief here.
No, I don't think, especially with the ball this deep in their own territory, because you make a mistake, they've got it right back in prime position.
They certainly do. So now, almost like, you know, almost like a 4-minute offense, right? Take care of this bad boy. Make sure the other team doesn't touch it, but move it with consistent gains. Wear down the clock and make them use their timeouts in this situation.
So that last play gives them a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Well, Prescott here to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. To throw is Prescott. They shakes him off. Left side to Lamb. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
29-yard line.
Points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Another run with Sanders. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Up the middle they go with Sanders. Oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Oh, lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
So on 4th down, Prescott off, and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
Brandon Aubrey to kick
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.